Good morning. My name is Joshua, son of Nun. I am the commander of the army of Israel. The reason I called this press conference is to announce our overall strategy for conquering the promised land of Canaan. Beginning tomorrow morning, I will lead the army of Israel in a battle plan that will lead to the downfall of the city of Jericho. After we have conquered Jericho, we will conquer the city of Ai. These are just the beginnings of a series of battles for the conquest of the entire land of Canaan, and that will last for several years. We are confident in our ultimate victory. Jericho is the most heavily fortified city in the land of Canaan. No one has ever conquered this city. How many months or years do you anticipate it will take you to defeat them? 7 days. Commander Joshua, Jericho is surrounded by two walls that are both 12 feet thick with a space of at least 12 feet between the walls. You can't get over them, and you can't possibly break through them. How can you possibly predict the battle will only last 1 week? I didn't predict that. The Lord God of Israel predicted that. Do you have a prophet among you who speaks for the Lord God of Israel? The Lord God of Israel himself just spoke to me a few moments ago. Do you expect us to believe that the creator of the universe appeared to you in person? That's exactly what I expect you to believe. How do you know it was the Lord God himself and not some impersonator? He gave me the same sign he gave to Moses at the burning bush. He told me the ground he appeared on was sacred, and that I must remove my sandals in his presence. So, it was God himself that gave you the strategy for conquering Jericho. He called himself the commander of the Lord's army. And this commander of the Lord's army promised you victory in exactly 7 days. After my army has paraded around the city 7 times, on the 7th day, the Lord God himself will cause the walls to collapse. My army will merely walk over the rubble right into the city. Is anybody besides me a little skeptical about this plan? I personally witnessed 10 horrendous plagues in Egypt, and the parting of the Red Sea, and the drowning of the entire Egyptian army, and the parting of the Jordan River just last week. In my mind, the Lord God of Israel has more than earned my confidence. Wait a minute. I'm looking at my notes of your strategy. According to my notes, you said your army would march around the city for 7 days in a row. So that means that your army will be on maneuvers during the Sabbath. It's against Jewish law to do any work on the Sabbath. Are you incurring God's wrath by ordering your army to work on the Sabbath? If it was I who gave the orders to work on the Sabbath, I would deserve death. If it was merely an angel of the Lord who ordered me to have my men do work on the Sabbath, I would have refused. But it was the Lord of the Sabbath himself who ordered us to work on the Sabbath in order to show everyone that this victory and all that follow are from the Lord. After 7 days of parading around the city, tens of thousands of soldiers from Jericho will be assembled on top of the walls to repel the coming attack. Then, when God causes the walls to collapse, more soldiers will die from the fall of the walls and the ensuing fires that come from the swords of my army. After the battle of Jericho, everyone will know that this victory is from the Lord. Thank you, Commander Joshua.
If it was alligator order, yeah, nigga. But if it was an angel, I wouldn't listen to that nigga. But it was the Lord of the Sabbath who told me to do this stuff. And that's what he said. But you will not just be doing work on the Sabbath. You will be killing people on the Sabbath. That's true. And that's the most clever part of God's strategy. After 7 days of parading around the city, tens of thousands of soldiers from Jericho will be assembled at the top of the walls and prepared to come and attack. Then, when God causes the walls to collapse, more soldiers will die from the fall of the walls and the ensuing fire than from the swords of my army. After the battle of Jericho, everybody will know this victory is from the Lord. Thank you, Commander Joshua. And this has been brought to you by... All right.
Never thought that I would do it, but I did. Leg out, leg out. Yo, it's so hypnotic. Ain't no need for Nuvo. Got that different accent. You can call me Bruno. Here coming soon now. To redeem his people. So make sure your colors smash like you're playing Uno. We in here like we already been here. His glory taking over.